What's happening? I'm going to welcome you back to another episode of the I AFYL Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about this farming principle that should be taught in school. Yes. I know things should be taught in school that aren't. And so, I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever thought about what farmers do? Like, what's the premise around farming and how beneficial that is for a mindset? Think about this. A farmer is thinking about having more than enough so that they can feed more people. They're not just thinking about feeding themselves. Most farmers, when you set out to be a farmer, you say, I need a big piece of land. And then I'm going to need a big piece of land. I'm going to plant all these fruits and vegetables and all this stuff on my farm. And I'm going to have all these things. And we're not going to be able to consume all of it. What happens to the rest of it? Oh, we take it to the marketplace and then we sell it to others who need what it is that we produce. Guys, this is a principle that recently I had it highlighted, but I'm going to talk about a little bit more than what one of my coaches talked about. I'm just going to talk specifically on this idea that if we go out to think like a farmer, if we go out to say, you know what, I don't just yes, I need a certain amount for me, but what if I make it so that I can have more for more people? See, in this underlying principle, what it teaches us is abundance. It teaches us that, man, abundance is not about having just enough. Abundance is about having more than enough. So, wow, what an awesome and incredible day to be coming up with an idea, to be coming up with stuff. And growing up, just like many of you probably have grown up, you've gone to elementary, you've gone to high school, you've probably even gone to college, maybe even some advanced degrees. A couple of days ago, I was walking through my neighborhood and I saw one of the young guys. I think he's a year older than my son Jared. His name's Sam. And so I see Sam. I hadn't seen Sam probably since last summer. And I did know that this was his last year of college. And so I saw him and said, hey, what's going on? Hey, did you graduate? He said, yeah, I just graduated, man. And I'm about to go back to school. I'm going to get my master's. He plays lacrosse. The school that he's thinking about going to is looking to play lacrosse for at least another year because he got an extra year of eligibility. And so in thinking about, him going back to school, we all go back to get more education so that we can bring more into the marketplace, so that we can have more to give. Now, so an inherent thing is taught in education, because you're going to need more. So think about this. We're taught to need more. We're taught to have more. So they're teaching us to have more. They're not teaching us to point in the right direction. Yesterday, if you missed yesterday's podcast, you should go back at the precipice of that podcast. What we discovered in creating certainty is creating a habit that builds, create one habit that takes you towards where does you like to go. And so we're thinking about abundance. What is that? What is abundance, and why should you care about abundance? At the end of the day, why should anyone care about anything that I might be saying? Why should anyone care about abundance? Because really, most of us wake up every day thinking about what it is that we got to do, what it is that we need, right? Don't you wake up thinking about what you need? Don't you wake up every day thinking about what it is you have to do? And usually, we're probably not using this farming principle, because as I think about this farming principle and the implementation of it, the first thing I did, I said, hey, let me see what Google has to say about farming principles. They gave me a whole bunch of principles. The regular stuff, choose the right time, break up the soil, the environmental principles, how the environment is going to play a fact in that. You need to think about sustainable principles, keeping costs down, avoiding debt, blah, 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 biodiversity, organic stuff that you're going to have to put into the soil, fertility, you got to protect your soil, livestock. You need livestock because livestock helps to keep the cycle going. And it just kind of gives a list of principles that's embedded into farming. But the basic of the principles is the one that we're discussing today, which is the farmer sets out to, at first they say, man, I should plant these lettuce seeds. I should plant this, these mango trees. I should plant these tomatoes. I should plant these, greens, and I should plant these herbs. I should plant these things, these potatoes, these watermelon seeds, and I should plant this stuff because I like them. Or I should plant this stuff because, man, other people would love to buy it. See, in school, what do they teach us? Like a few days ago, we talked about the misinformation of education. And education is great. I love education, guys. I have books. You see all the books. I have books everywhere. I'm looking through books. I'm reading books. I'm looking at the principles. I'm looking at the concepts. Why? Because education is needed. I need to be educated. And why? The question is, why do you decide to get educated? It's just like, why do I decide to watch something on Netflix? Well, I actually don't watch much on Netflix these days. Why do I watch something on YouTube? Why? I'm looking for some education, something I didn't know. And at some point, there's an entertainment value. My entertainment is being educated. Go figure. So education is needed. Yours may be something different, but at the end of the day, why do you go do it? So if you say to yourself, man, if I could turn my time into money, how'd you do that? How would you do that? The first step is getting educated. You got to get educated, because without the education, right? I got this new book coming out. Man, if you're I'm looking for some readers. If you are a reader, you like reading, I've got a book that I'd love to maybe let you kind of have basically get a sneak peek into the book before we publish it. Some folks that'll read it, give us an honest opinion, honest review of the book. So in the book, I talk about, the beginning of tax strategy. And it's not a technical book, guys. It's a fun read, I believe. I talked about the beginning of a tax strategy. It's not what you think. The beginning of a tax strategy, the best ones, is the dream. What do I really desire in life? Where do I desire to go? What would I really like to do? It would be amazing if, how do I want to live? What things are, like all of this stuff, like a beginning of a tax strategy can literally be the dream. And so the problem I see in business is a lot of people are afraid to take time just on the dream because they're afraid they won't get it. I'll be honest here. Look, and I'll throw myself in there, right? Because when you get a big dream, when you see the big dream of, property and businesses and helping thousands or millions, like when you see the big dream, it can be daunting. It can be daunting. Back in 2020, when God told me to write the first book, Next Level of Faith, it's the one right behind me. Told me to write that book. I did it. But at the time, I was a little like, books? That wasn't even on my list. So if we were to really get technical here, it's not really your dream. There's a really cool book I have. It's called The Dream Giver. Oh, there it is. Oh, man, this is a great book. I love this book. The Dream Giver. You should grab this book. Oh, it's a really fun read. It's a book on dreams, and it's not the dream that I have. It's the dream that the dream giver gives. That's most important, right? So if we're talking about having a dream, what is the dream that God gave you? What's the dream that God gave you? Do you think about the dream often? Are you focused on allowing God to allow that dream to come through you? And in the Dream Giver, it gives you the practical understanding of what happens when an individual has a dream. It talks about the land of ordinary, and how ordinary is a place where people just want to do the same thing over and over. They don't want to do anything else. And if you come talking about doing something different, the ordinary folk is just like, hey man, just stay here with us. Don't go. Because, he's trying to go for his dream and everybody's telling him not to go. Until he finds one person that believes in him. It only takes one person to believe in your dream, guys. Just one. But it really, look at the end of the day, just following the framework of it, it's the dream of the dream giver. So if you have a dream, that's where we start, man. Right? Because we're talking about, we're not taught in school to focus on a dream. Like if my kids went to school, think about how powerful school could have been if your kids went to school, even if it was just from first all the way to 8, where all they focused on was living your dream, creating a dream, living it, and then in high school, how to implement it. What? And then in college, how to, it's almost like, the beginning phase in elementary, in high school is just really exposing you to all stuff. And then in college, it's almost like mastery of dreaming so that you can give back to the next generation. What if that's how the educational system was built? This is actually a Holy Spirit moment, because I'd never thought of that before. I'd never thought about what something like that could look like until just now. And I'm sitting here saying something about a process that I don't have any full awareness of. But what I am seeing right now is that there's a process to take people through to discover their dreams, to really see their dreams, and then to walk out the dream. Like, I'm seeing this, and maybe that's something that God has given me to do at some point. I heard my mentor, coach, say something this morning when I was in the gym, and he said something interesting. He says, when God knows that he can get things to you, he will allow new ideas to keep coming. He will keep bringing new stuff to you. Because it's like when God's like, oh, they're ready. He'll do it. She'll do it. She'll do it. Oh, yes, let's send them more. God is a God of abundance. God has more ideas than you can imagine. It's Ephesians 3:20 says God can do far more than you can ask or imagine through the power who worketh in you. So think about the things that you have not asked for that God's like, here, take that. You're like, but I haven't finished this. It doesn't matter. I want you to have it because God has so much. I can give you this and it's still not going to hurt anything. Wherein a lot of times we think that, man, well, is there going to be any left over? Like, have you ever had that moment of scarcity and you think to yourself, is it too late? Is it too late for me? Is it too late to do X, and X? And my answer to that is, if you are living, if you're breathing, and you're having a moment of, you know what, is it too late? Then it's not too late. That means it's the right time to start. The best time to get started is yesterday, but then the next best time is today. So if I didn't start yesterday and I'm here today, I might as well go ahead and get started today. Here's the crux of the matter. The crux of the matter is that 10 years, 5 years, 20 years is going to go by anyway. If you just look at your age, it went by anyway. So if it went by anyway, I might as well make the decision today to go. So how does one use this farming principle that's not taught in school? This farming principle of seeing the need, of seeing what you need, but realizing that it's not just about what you need. It's about what other people need. And others need the same thing that you need. Oh, you need some money? Other people need money. Oh, you need food? Other people need food. Oh, you need a way to take care of your kids? Other people need a way to take care of the kids. Oh, you need to know how to manage your finances better? Other people need to know how to manage their finances better. Oh, you need to save money on taxes? Other people need to save money on taxes. Oh, you need more leads for your business? Other people need more leads for their business. Oh, you want to create more profits in your business? Other people need more profits. You need to know how to, manage the surplus. Other people need to know how to manage the surplus. Oh, you need to lose weight? Other people need to learn how to lose weight. Oh, you need to grow a ministry? Other people need to learn how to grow a ministry. Oh, you need to learn how to do presentations. Other people need to learn how to do presentations. Oh my goodness, there's like a plethora. There's no end to what you need and what other people need. Other people need the same thing that you need. And if we focus in on the fact that what the farmer does, he says, wow, I have these seeds. I'm going to plant them. I'll get some of it, but then I can go and sell the rest of it to the other people who need it. And the thing about farming, that if you were to buy something directly from a farmer, it's not overpriced. It's the layers. So think about this. It's the layers that cause the pricing to go up. So by the time we get it at the supermarket, then it's gone through multiple stages. It may have gone through 3 different companies before it got to you, maybe more, because when you think about when products are created, a lot of the products that are created, things in boxes and stuff like that, all this stuff is not good for us. But if we just looking at the actual food, fruit, vegetables, meat, that's food. That's the only food in real food in the plant. The rest of the stuff is concoctions. So fruit, vegetable, meat, it goes from the farm to then another place. Could be another place before it gets to the store for you to buy. So at the end of the day, all right. So what are we going to take away today? Here's what we're going to take away. When I'm thinking about what I need, I say to myself, someone else needs the same thing. I wonder how many other people need exactly what I need. Like this is a revelation I got at the gym this morning. Like, oh my goodness, I've seen this, but now it's coming super clear. How many more people need the same thing I need? How many more? And I would almost guarantee you it's not just 10. It's not just 20. There's probably many thousands or many millions. So if you put that into your mind, says, wow, there's millions of people that need this same problem solved. So it behooves me to solve it. Because it's not simply just about making money. It's about, I'm bringing a solution. I'm bringing an answer to prayer to someone who needs it. And what if more people understood how this works? Instead of merely, I'm just going to work my 8 hours today. I'm just going to, just working for the sake of working. When we can work for the sake of being a blessing to others. I love the Proverbs where it says, Proverbs 10:22, it says, the blessing of the Lord maketh rich and adds no sorrow with it. Now, when I heard that for the first time, the blessing of God makes you rich. So when you think about being a blessing, think you're a blessing. By default, you can become rich. Yeah, I know that's another topic. That's a whole nother program, becoming rich, because there's steps to becoming rich, which I'm going to write a book on this. I'm going to write a book on the steps to become rich God's way. I'm going to do it because what I'm discovering is that, wow, that's something that I always wanted to know. I bet you there's millions of people who love to read that. There's thousands of people who love to be in a program like that. There's even another number who would just love to, to listen to it, to get motivated, inspired. Like, that's something that's going to happen. So this farming principle of just realizing that, you know what, I need it. But you know what, I bet you, if I cultivate it, if I manage it, if I take care of it and bring more than I need, it's guaranteed. It's a guarantee that others will accept what you created. Others will accept what you have because they also need it, want it, desire it, and they will buy it from you. That's a secret. I guess it's not really a secret, but that's the principle in farming that should be taught in school. What if schools taught that? And what if school were a place where they started the process of discovering dreams? Man, wow, this world would be just an amazing place. But you know what? At the end of the day, when you get an idea, what should you do? You should weigh it out. Is this a God idea? Does God want me to do something with this? Is God asking me to take that solution into the marketplace? He might be. Think about it. Have some time with God. Think about some things today about how you can use this principle to help other people on a new level so that you could then start living your life on the next level. Guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Life podcast. Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant. Make sure you like, subscribe this channel on YouTube or wherever you're watching it. God bless you. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.